if you're going to attempt this project, first thing you're going to want to do, 10mm ratchet on the ground and loosen it up. Get that thing nice and just a little bit like that. Wiggle it off. Get it out of here. You do not want it touching that end. If you want to, you could take off your power, but I majorly just take the ground. After we do that, next thing you're going to want to do is, well, we can actually leave that one. This is probably, oh, it is a 10. Wow. I was going to guess it was bigger. So we're going to take these two off. And of course, I'm already doing that. Anyways, take those two bolts out. Tray to keep all your bolts in. If you want, you can go back to this video afterwards to see which bolt goes where. Next thing you're going to want is an 8mm. Loosen this off. You'll get that band clamp nice and loose, and you can loosen it with your fingers afterwards. Do whatever you'd like. And then after we've loosened, oh, you know what, that's got to be enough. That's nice and loose, right as I say as I kiss it. So after we get there, there's this tube. Loosen it up. Pop this off. See how that's like this? Cool, right? We have this hose right here, which will either pop off of right here. Ooh, that can click in right there. Well, we're gonna slide this off anyway. You're just gonna do that with brute force. Slide it off. Now see right here, pop, pop, and there should be one more around the back, right there, and one more down here if you have it. I should have it. No, it's right there. I didn't break it, haha. And look, you can lift this up and out of the, oh, that was dirty. Well, I'm gonna put a new air filter on anyway. But see how this is just sitting right here? Now we just need to get this off of our tube. Oh, it's just gonna do that multiple times, isn't it? Let's see. Falcon pull. All right, I don't wanna go too ham. Anyways, you're gonna squeeze this off. Once you get this off, take that whole piece out of the way. That is our long piece. We flipped it up. Take a look. There's a duct tab. Squeeze it, pull it out. Just make sure you squeeze and compress that enough. Once that's like that, take it, move it out of the way. To do this properly, you are going to want to release your throttle body as well. You'll see that right here, it has a safety on it. So you might have to either push it out or pull it in. Usually it's pull out. Let's see. Oh, can I get it? Can I get it? Oh, yeah, I got it, I think. I'm breaking my nail while I'm at it, and everyone's gonna be like,
oh, he's got nails.
all right. Then compress and wiggle. You might have to pop out more than that. But basically, you have to slide the red back to a good portion. And then after that, then you would compress it and then slide it out. Now we're gonna get to a part where we have to start pulling things. So literally just grab, pull it. You'll see it's just a sandwich clip. These should just pull right off of here. Oh, and let's see. Falcon pull. I always do that and it makes me look stupid. Okay, I'll just do it afterwards. Bet you it's probably off there or whatever. Let's just focus over here. So, right here. Again, duct tab, pull it out, move it over here. Now you're gonna see this. This, I'm gonna go get a tool. This tool is cheap and you should own one. If you don't own one, go get one. Seriously. And then you literally would just even come in from this angle and you'll see it just gets in between there and you can pop it out like that. Do it like a pro and then you can sandwich it back in afterwards. And then this one's on the bracket. I don't know if I'm gonna remove the bracket yet. Maybe I'll just leave it for a sec because the next thing to do is to get in here and loosen this. This is attached to the intake manifold right here. Now, you could, if you wanted to, take your throttle body off. I'm not going to, unless I see a major reason to do so. I just want to get this off and get this intake manifold out of here. See this foam cover? Let's just get it out of the way. you'll see there's another Christmas tree popper right here, and you just need to pop it out right here. See that? Aha! There's one more right there. All right. Come on, be difficult. Well, I broke the foam. Oh well, I don't care. So now this foam is free. Work it out and work it around and get it out of the way. So we can work around back there a little bit easier. Why not? I'm gonna pull these off because these are never going back on. Who knows if I even needed to remove these, but to tell you the truth, the engine shroud itself on top keeps in so much heat. I took it off, and I'm pretty sure every Jeep I've ever seen off the pavement has had them take it off. So yeah, I'm taking these hooks off. You want to know when Jeep is serious? When they put the Newton meters and tightness of these bolts right up here to make sure you don't crack your intake manifold, they literally put it right on the intake manifold. Craziness. Anyways, let's take this out of here. Put that over here. And by the way, Newton meters, if you don't know right now, is a kind of like foot-pounds of measurement, but it's not foot-pounds, so don't think it's that much foot-pounds. I'm just using a comparison, which might be really bad. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we're gonna remove the intake manifold from the top. So when we do so, things to note, if you want, you can give it a quick wipe down so that way you don't get anything dirty when you take it off. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna pull bolts out that are holding it on right here. And let's just get it out of here. Let's get this intake manifold off. And we'll come over here. Make sure you take it off the brackets right there, and then also right here, which is holding your throttle body. So I'm gonna actually take out these 4 bolts first, right here. I'll tell you what sizes they are. These look like 10s. So those 4 were 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that we've gotten all the ones I can see from this side for right now, let's go to that side. Next thing we're gonna do, right here. Let's take this plate off that this panel is resting on. So take out that one, and then take out this one, which is holding my AC line. Take out that one, which is holding my AC line. And there's one more just over behind this clip right here. So 1, 2, 3, right there, and 4. You'll see it all in that little metal plate where the ECU harness is. Now that we've got those bolts out of the way, we're just gonna go ahead and loosen these. Make sure you feel that pressure. So that way you realize just how little 8 to 9 Newton meters really is. So you're not sitting there just wrenching on these, and then you're like, why did I strip it? Well, the reason why you stripped it is because you didn't do 8 to 9 Newton meters. Make sure that, because I'm telling you, like, I have my smallest ratchet out right now with a stupid long extension for no reason, and you can totally feel there's like barely anything. Like if you went He-Man with this little wrench, you would strip it probably, and you wouldn't want to do that. So go ahead and make sure you have a torque wrench that goes down to 8 to 9 Newton meters. Look at that, biggies. So biggies up top, smallies on the bottom. See? Once you've gotten these 3 out, and then those 3, don't forget there's a sneaky one around the corner. If you have a wobble extension or a little bit smaller extension than what I've got on there, it'll be perfect. When you go to lift this, pull back a little, and then you gotta guide those bolts out on the other side, but you also have to be mindful of this plate. See that? So you need to lift and work it out. But it's free. It's free to play with. It's gonna be that plate. I'm gonna try and work it out, and I'll tell you the method I use. So you push a little bit here. You'll notice that these two bolts come out, go down there, push, and you have to push it a little bit to the point of where you're biting through your lip, and it'll come out. Once those are out, you'll see it's nice and in here still a little bit, just a little bit. You're gonna carefully pull up on this plate, and as you pull up on this plate, make sure this isn't in here. Jesus, Richard. So once that's there, you can see it's gonna come up. I just don't want, you don't wanna mess around too much with that gasket if you're gonna reuse it. For me, I'm probably gonna replace it, but just depends if it has any nicks in it. To avoid nicking it, what we're gonna do, like I said, is lift and then try and use your second set of hands that you don't have. That's why I'm gonna put the camera down. And you're gonna lift this and then work it out. There is, let's see if I can show you, right there, right where you can't see. So right here on the ECU harness, follow it. You'll feel for a strap, Christmas tree barb right here. Just a little bit farther back, it's right there. Once you've freed not one, but two barbs from right here, they're right next to each other, you should be able to just, you know, lift it out. So go ahead and just, you know, lift it out. There's that one last hose. I'll tell you how to remove it after I figure out how to remove it. I don't know at the moment, and it's sitting very nicely right there. There's no strain on it, so I'm gonna just leave it there for a second. I've covered the intake manifold area here, and the next thing we're gonna do is start looking at the heads. As you can see, one's covered with foam. You just have to pick it up at this point. And yeah, I should probably not even show you this because I'm the foam killer. It will die. So at this point, you can choose A or B for which one you want to remove. When it comes to releasing these, you might need not an extension. I'm gonna put that in my bucket. You basically need to come over here and you need to just sink this in and pull back. Let's see. Oh, just like that. Sink them in, pull back, and then you can release the screw on each of them. And once you release the screw, give them a good tug. They're going to be suction fit on there. And when you give it a good tug, take your coils, put them somewhere safe. You don't want to break an expensive coil. So what I did is I put this in between there, slowly worked it while pulling it, and it's to here. And now you'll be able to pull it off or work it out the rest of the way. Just careful. It could just be set in there depending on how many kilometers you have on your motor, because, you know, heat. And yeah, just gonna do that now and wiggle it back and forth and get it off. And look at that, it's free. It's heavy, I'm not gonna pick it up with one hand. This is a spark plug socket. Usually you can tell because it has this rubber, or sorry, this shape on the back here. And if you look inside the socket, you see a black rubber ring, and that cresses the ceramic area on the tip. So that way when it goes in, it grips it, and then you can pull it out properly. If yours and you don't have a spark plug socket and you're in a jam, you can always take the plug out, and then after you've unscrewed it, if you can't get it out of the cylinder, you use a magnet stick and you put the magnet on the tip of the spark plug and slide it up. So as you can see, I have the rocker covers off. You won't need to do this if you're just changing your spark plugs, so ignore the fact you're seeing no rocker guards or wall covers. So as you can see, I've taped my spark plug extension on, and the reason why I've done this is because now we're going to go ahead and put this in. Now again, you can add your dielectric grease if you so wish to the threads, and then you'll make sure that's nice and tight. I taped my extension so that way it's not going to fall out. And then as you can see, I can guide this in just like that, back turn, and then tighten. And this allows for way less chance of getting caught up or cross-threading and causing nightmares. It's going to take a while. All you do is tighten it up with your fingers. You can line up all of them. That's what I usually like to do. And then you can either crank them down to your wishing, or You could follow a torque spec if you so wish. Usually I will just throw it on my wrench and give it a good crank down. But yeah, after we do this, we're okay. I'm stuck in there nice and good. Give it a wiggle. Again, working it out. And out it comes. See? Look at that. Almost didn't survive. That's why I always put the tape on it. Got your torque wrench. Put her in. Again, handle. And basically just go until she clicks. It's 13 foot-pounds or 144 inch-pounds. This side, do the exact same thing. Remember, tall bolts in the top, small bolts in the bottom. What I did is I started over here, tightened to 84 inch-pounds, then 84 inch-pounds, 84 inch-pounds, and then came back over here, 84, so it went here, there, back over here, down here, to here, to here. Again, everyone has their own way of doing it. I've seen a couple ways to do it, so did it like that. Let's go over then. First thing you're gonna check is make sure that plate's nice and tight, top and bottom. After that, you have another plate right here. Make sure this one gets tightened top and bottom. Plug it in. You should only have one connector free on this side, and that's this little one. So go over all of them, make sure all your connectors are in. Make sure you line up this corner right here with this. Otherwise, if you put it over here, it'll overlap and won't seal properly. I'm getting a new air filter tomorrow. I totally forgot to grab one today. Whatever. Just want it so I can start this up and test it out. So put it there, throw her intake back in. Oh, when you put this in, just line up those three and remember to squeeze it down. Take a look. Make sure bolted, tightened. Still connected. It should be connected anyway. I don't know why it wouldn't be. And just double check all your connections. All your vacuum lines are hooked up, otherwise it'll throw a vacuum code. Other than that, everything looks plugged into me. I'm going to go ahead and this is why you double check. So after we've got all that, let's go start it. Hey Mika, we're gonna start it. Scary times.